welcome RIM High School's ASB officers for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would now like to welcome all of you to the commencement ceremony for RIM of the World High School, class of 2014. I find it difficult to speak of this class as a collective group because I know so many of them individually. I started with them their sophomore year and have come to respect them more with each passing year. I know them to be highly competitive, enthusiastic, and dedicated. They have accomplished a great deal in the past few years and will continue to contribute more as they proceed into their life beyond RIM of the World High School. They have definitely left their mark on the school and have begun many things that I hope will continue once they leave. I read a book over the spring break entitled The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. As I read through the book, I kept thinking of how directly the theory relates to the class of 2014. The premise of the book is that in each situation, in each element of society, there's a point at which the tide can change in either direction. A tipping point is simply an additional element or increment that in itself might not seem extraordinary, but that amount, that small amount, unexpectedly, is just the amount of additional change that will lead to the big change in the entire environment. Gladwell defines the tipping point as the moment of critical mass, the threshold, the boiling point. Ideas and products and messages and behaviors spread like viruses. The success of any kind of social epidemic is heavily dependent on the involvement of people with a particular and rare set of social gifts. I do believe that change has come at the hands of these students. These students are the ones that possess the rare set of social gifts that will make all the difference. They have spread joy, a competitive spirit, and the desire to succeed. I hope the contagion continues. In my mind, this ideal of being primed for social change is the legacy that the class of 2014 will leave us. Because of their influence and due to the way they have chosen to live their lives these past 4 years, RIM High School is on the verge of greatness. Imagine this tipping point as the seesaw that is evenly balanced, or the scales of justice equally primed to tip in either direction based on one small detail. That is the idea behind the tipping point. Little things can make a big difference. I believe that the class of 2014 has carried our school to this point in terms of school spirit, academic competitiveness, and true camaraderie. Everything they have done, small details throughout each day of the past 4 years, has improved the school culture. These students have been good Samaritans, unable to pass by a person in need without lending a helping hand. They have lived and breathed academic competitiveness as evidenced in the most recent scholarship night in which over 100 students were recognized for their contribution to this community and to the academic careers beyond high school. And most importantly, the class of 2014 has left us with a true understanding of what it means to experience life in high school to the fullest. They have successfully participated in academic teams, athletic teams, and have continued into final rounds of CIF, and have also had fun in every moment they have been here. Their influence will tip the scales in the right direction and will bring about the change necessary for Rim of the World High School to be the gem on the mountain that it has always deserved to be. Thank you, class of 2014. I would like to now introduce our Rim of the World Superintendent, Donna Kellogg.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to introduce our Rim of the World School District Board of Trustees. Mr. David Erlinger, Board President. Mrs. Cindy Gardner, Clerk to the Board. Mr. Scott Markovich, Trustee. Mrs. Tammy DeCrue, Trustee. And Dr. Leslie Bramson, Trustee. And to the class of 2014, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, we wish you the best of luck, and as Henry David Thoreau said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams, live the life you have imagined. Congratulations.
I now have the honor of introducing our two valedictorians. We will first hear from Justin Hardin.
There you go. Oh! Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today and be a part of the greatest class to ever graduate from Rim High School, the class of 2014! If you don't believe me, just ask everybody behind me. They'll also agree. I'm honored to give this speech today, but first, before I begin, let me take a selfie. Everyone say 2014. I'm so sorry I did that. Please don't lose hope in our generation. But whatever, hashtag YOLO. Let's get down to business. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually the first Rim football player to ever be given the honor of Valedictorian. Thank you. Which is pretty cool considering most football players are stereotyped as barely being able to read, let alone graduate at the top of their class. I'm also honored I get to share this title with the amazing Nicholas Orlando over here. Yeah. You may be wondering why we tied for the valedictorian. Well, I told him freshman year I'd beat him up if he didn't do all my homework and take all my tests. So there's your answer. I'm just kidding. I love you, Nick. I love you. But always be a buddy, not a bully. But it truly is amazing that we're here today wearing our cap and gown, graduating from high school, getting ready to start our lives in the big bad world out there. We need to start asking ourselves the questions that matter. Like, what should my legacy be? How does this whole college thing work? And more importantly, how is my mom going to do my laundry when I'm at college 8 hours away? The important questions, people. There's a lot of questions we still do not know the answers to, but we have learned a lot at our 4 years at RIM. We learned how to bust out a paper in one night because we procrastinated on it all week. Yeah. We know how to find the area under a curved line, and we know what the author meant when he said it was a dark and stormy night. For those of you, AP kids got that. For those of you that don't know, the author didn't mean it was just a dark and stormy night. The author truly meant that there's an epic battle going on within the confines of the main character's mind because he's dealing with societal demands of 17th century culture. Believe it or not, that's what we learn here. That's how I read. I can't read a freaking Dr. Seuss book without trying to figure out what green eggs and ham symbolize, alright? Do you want to know what green eggs and ham symbolize? No, you don't. It's disgusting. Don't give that filth to your kids. It's garbage. But all jokes aside, I feel, that's just going to go off, I'm sorry. I feel like I am as prepared as I can be for the obstacles that may lie ahead. Probably due to the fact that I'm involved with the sports programs here at Rim of the World High School. Our athletics programs are a huge part of what the Rim High legacy is. I am here to tell you all, we need to invest in Rim sports here. Do not cut them. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to also thank my friends for making high school one amazing experience. I'd like to thank all my football brothers for being a family on and off the field. Zach, Blake, Kiko, Chase, Nate, Dalton, Rudy, Christian, there you go, Dalton. Christian and Garrett Kelly. I'd like to thank my best friends for being there for me through thick and thin. Jason Freitas, Dalton Arevalo, Anna Bunkers, Zan Clark, Haley Flowen, Rita Murillo, Logan Willis. We love your brother to be there you go. I'm sorry if I didn't include you all in my speech. I love you all, but you're just not good enough to be in the speech. Finally, I want to thank, I missed something, I'm sorry, there we go. The teachers here at RIM have a legacy of being more than a teacher, but a friend and mentor as well. I'd like to take my time to thank Miss Bates, Mr. Whitesell, Senora Bellamy, you crazy little Argentinian woman. I love you. I'd like to give a special thanks to Mr. Ware for teaching us important lessons in life that we would never find in a textbook. I'd like to acknowledge and thank Miss McCreary, Mrs. Rigney, and Mr. Williams. Those three teachers are some of the best teachers in Southern California. School board members, pay them more money. I'd also like to thank all my coaching staff, but specifically Coach Dave Odie for teaching us how to be men of courage and giving us motivation when we needed it. Rim on 3. I'd like to thank Coach Joey Gerardo. Joey Gerardo, you taught me how to push myself beyond my limits and potential. I just can't comprehend how you have so much energy and passion in such a small body. I'm surprised you haven't spontaneously combusted yet. But I love you, Coach. Next is a big man, Coach Bobby Gradillis. I thank you on behalf of all RIM football players for turning us boys into men and turning those men into champions. That is the legacy you leave behind in the RIM football program. I love you, Coach. I'd like to thank my God family, the Kinnecks. Thank you, Michelle, Nick, and Zach for always supporting me and being there for me. I'd like to thank Alex Kinnick for being a role model, a brother, and a best friend. Next to my godfather, Howard Kinnick. I don't know who I'd be without you. I love you. Finally, my loving family, Grandma, I love you. She's 82 years old, still a total badass. I love you, Grandma. I'd also like to thank my stepmother, Nikki, and my little brother, Max. Also my stepdad, Wayne Carter. Now, for the person who's always looked out for me and had my back, we've definitely wanted to kill each other a few times, but I still love you more than anything. You're the best big sister ever. Thank you, Megan. Dad, you've always supported me and made me believe I can do everything and anything. You've never doubted me, and I think that's why I never doubt myself. I can never thank you enough for that. I love you, Dad. And then now, this beautiful woman over here, Maria Carter. Thank you for all your love and support. You smacked me around when I deserved it and loved and nurtured me when I needed it. I'll never understand why I was blessed with such an incredible mother, and I want to say you're right about a lot of things growing up, and I should have listened. Kids, take note on that. When you don't think your mom knows what she's talking about, she does. But Mom, I'm a high school graduate now, so that means I know pretty much everything. Your days of being right are over. It's my time now. But I love you, Mom. Sorry for the long thank you section, but I'm just so grateful and thankful for everyone in my life, so thank you all once again. I've said the word legacy a few times. It's a strong, powerful word, but to define it, to quote Whitman, "O me, O life, of the questions of these reoccurring, of the endless trains of the faithless and the cities filled with the foolish, of the empty and useless years of rest with the rest me intertwined. The question, O me, so sad reoccurring, what good amid these, O me, O life? The answer, that you are here, that life exists in identity, that the powerful play goes on, that this powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse." This poem gives us an answer, that we may contribute something to the world. We can leave behind a legacy. What will our legacy be? What will our verse be? I ask myself this question, as do almost all of us at one point in our lives. I've decided upon the best advice I can give to the class of 2014. Whether you want your legacy to be one of success, or maybe just devoting yourself to others, whatever you wish your legacy to be, I'm here to tell you, you can achieve that legacy. It is in our reach. It will not be easy by any means. You're a fool if you think it will be. But it doesn't matter how hard life gets after this. Keep that vision of your legacy in focus. Keep striving towards it. Don't ever lose sight of what you want to leave behind after you've left this world. Do not settle for anything less than what you want your legacy to be. Don't accept mediocrity. Do not sit idle by as time marches on and that picture of your legacy fades into black. Do not fall victim to what so many people do.
A fire emergency.
Oh, no way! Are you kidding me? Why would anyone do that? No. Alright, I'm just gonna be louder than the fire alarm. But do not fall victim to what so many people do and give up because it gets too hard. We're from RIM, and the legacy of a RIM graduate is, no matter what obstacles we may encounter, we do not give up. We will work harder, we will dig deeper, we will find a way, envision what you want your verse to be in this powerful play, and write it. Be who you want to be, do what you want to do. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. You can, this is our time. Do not wait any longer, go out and take it. It's time to create our legacy class of 2014. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome now, in honor of Justin Hart and his parents, forward to give them a recommendation. Thank you, Justin, and what a gracious speaker. He kept going, even with the fire alarm. I don't know if he planned it, but if he did, round of applause to Justin Hardin for pulling it off. I'd now like to welcome Nicholas Orlando to the podium.
Thank you. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you've had the time of your life. Good evening, administrators, teachers, family and friends of the graduates, and the wonderful RIM class of 2014. As young kids, we all had aspirations for the future. When we were little, some dreamed of becoming astronauts, some of climbing Mount Everest, and some of everything in between. Others had multiple visions of who they wished to become. They wanted to help drive charity efforts and aid causes that were meaningful to their hearts, and become the president of National Honor Society. They hoped to be a player on a league champion and CIF runner-up tennis team, and foster a team of brothers. They saw themselves grow up on stage, acting and singing in front of many, and feeling that excitement when the spotlight hits. They wanted to attend USC and fight on all the way to the top of their high school dreams. Oh wait, that's me. I did that. Well, I guess you can say some dreams just come true. Now, that's not to take away from the triumphs of everybody else here. No matter what these dreams are, they all have one theme in common: success. No one aspires to be a starving painter producing works of unimportance. They desire to become artists, expressing themselves in the most fulfilling way possible. Yet if we cannot visualize ourselves accomplishing tasks of great merit and making the world our own, these goals start to flounder. When you have the opportunity to reach your ambitions, grasp the chance and live it out, because you'll never know until you try. That is why today is so special. We are finally being liberated from the limits of high school. After today, we will journey into the new world of postgraduate existence and face the real world head-on. Never again will all of us be in the same place like we are today. No one has a crystal ball which can just tell us where we'll be in 5, 10 years, or any other point in the future. Many consider high school a place to leave your legacy and prove yourself to be the person you want to be. They feel once you toss that graduation cap up in the air, the heritage you leave behind at Brim is gone, and it cannot be contributed to. Well, I've learned that although some parts of your legacy are cemented within these last 4 years, the bulk of it is developed in the field after we leave this field tonight. It becomes how we, as the class of 2014, take what RIM has taught us and utilize it for the future. And it's not what's just absorbed in the classroom. Albert Einstein once told us, education is what remains after we've forgotten everything we learned in high school. So, the world is right in front of us, ready to be transformed for good. Now it's our job to execute our goals and show our true heritage, the one more lasting than whether we had our number up on a hillside. Because the true heritage behind that number lies in all of our accomplishments as a group, in the past, the present, and the future. I believe those who parted wisdom upon me need to be thanked, as I would not be able to pursue my legacy without them. The teachers who have given me more than just lectures in the classroom, including Mrs. Rigney, Ms. McCreary, and Madam Bain, have all shown me how to blaze my own path. Each of you taught me to become a better person and appreciate any opportunity to learn. To my coach, Julie, thank you so much for sticking with me through the good and the bad. Whenever I needed someone to help me work through my demons, you were always there to encourage me through it. To my director, Mrs. Longworth, for showing me how to find my passion in performing. For my closest friends, the memories we shared will never fade to black, because the compassion you have means so much. Thanks to Scott, Marie, Aaron, Nina, Megan, Ruby, Amy, Brianna, Abby B, Jessica, Kat, Katie, Madison, Maddie, other Maddie, Ari, Caitlin, Michaela, and Nick. I'm sorry if I didn't name drop you, just remember that's a lot of people, and you all have a special contribution to me. For my family, my mom, my dad, Alex, Derek, Dasher, and all the rest, thank you so much for being a pedestal and lifting me up to all of these achievements and dealing with me at my worst. I cannot express in worldly terms the amount in which I adore each of you, and I'm so thankful for all of us being a family together. I wouldn't have it any other way. To my mom, whose unwavering support and love cannot be thanked enough. To my dad, who was always at all my shows, matches, games, and whenever I need that extra push. He showed me how to be a true man in every sense of the word, and I hope I make him proud in everything I pursue. Also, thanks to the whole family for contributing to that college fund, because tuition isn't cheap. Like, at all. Our future president, Caleb Perkins, needs to do something about that. Finally, I would like to thank my co-valedictorian, Justin. It's truly an honor sharing this top of the class title with you. Even if I had to do all your homework, your projects, and then cover for you when teachers found out. But since we're going to different colleges, you're gonna need to get the answers from someone else. Just kidding. It's been a blast. Good luck with everything, man. So, how exactly does that Green Day song at the beginning have anything to do with attaining dreams? Well, whether or not you believe that the time of your life came in high school, the actual significance of the piece lies far deeper. This ceremony represents a turning point for all of us, where we branch out from the boundaries of the status quo and move on. And if the past 4 years have been challenging, today is the fresh start you've hoped for. If you want to continue the rest of your days like the fun that you've had here, today you can choose the same path. Now we have the independence to explore the world and achieve success however we want. So do it. That's the beauty of Rim High. There's life after high school. Sure, the road will be filled with hazards and questions, but the lessons we learn in time will be well appreciated at the end of our journey. People only appreciate the difficulties after they smash their way through them. To get respect, you have to earn it. Fate is sure to run its course, but that is no reason to give up the fight for the ideals that matter most to you. Time will grab you by the wrist, and you should pursue the direction it gives full-heartedly, no matter what anybody else thinks. They don't control your life trajectory. If anybody else wants to scrutinize you, screw them. Each one of us deserves better than to let others crush our hopes. And if there's a fork in the road, choose a different route to the same destination, because the journey you embark on might be better than what you have ever dreamed before. In short, let's make the best of this test and just see where we end up on the other side, because you never know, you might have the time of your life. Thank you.
I'd now like to welcome up Nick Orlando's parents. and it'll be a moment for photographs. Thank you, Nicholas Orlando. I would now like to welcome Corey Smithson, our salutatorian.
Good evening, family, friends, friends of family, family friends, teachers, teachers' families, teachers' families' friends, school board members' family, school board members' friends, academic adjudicators, and fellow seniors. I would like to begin by congratulating all of my fellow seniors. Tonight, we will all receive a little piece of paper with our name on it. This little paper means we have survived high school, and from now on, we can take care of ourselves. Congratulations, parents. This is the first day of the rest of your life. Now, I know these aren't just pieces of paper that we are receiving today. The pieces of paper represents the hard work we have put in over the last 4 years. All of you behind me, be proud that you are here on the field today. All of you with Scholar Athlete medals should be proud of them. Those of you with RHS souls should be proud of them. Our diplomas represent the 5,000 hours we have spent here at RIM gaining knowledge and obtaining skills. Well, some of us were here for 5,000 hours, not others. Some of us will be using our knowledge and skills as we enter college. Others will use it in the military or in a job. No matter what you do, your high school education will help you survive the burdens of life. Life is hard. I mean, after all, it does kill you. But as the Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard once said, life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Don't spend all your time worrying about what might happen next. As the saying goes, the past is history, the future is a mystery, today is a gift, that's why they call it the present. Focus your attention on the present. Learn from the past and plan for the future, but always remember that life is a journey, not a destination. Tonight marks the end of our journey through high school. We began as lost little freshmen that turned into obnoxious sophomores. Our junior year was tough, which forced us to grow up a bit. Now as seniors, we sit here with life knocking at our door. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thought about just living at home for another few years, or a decade. But this is not the answer. Now is the time to grow up. Now is the time to plan for the future. Now is the time to evaluate ourselves and our beliefs. Now is the time to figure out what we want to accomplish in life. As Mrs. Rigney taught her calculus students, time is on your side. Right now, you have all the advantages of youth. Do not waste your next 10 years doing nothing. Now is the time to figure out what you want your life to be like and to work towards it. Don't get stuck in the past. The glory days, or as others might call the not-so-glorious days, of high school are over. High school has been fun, but the best time of your life is still ahead of you. High school has merely been a stepping stone. I recently heard high school compared to a lollipop. It looks sweet from the outside and takes forever to get through. However, you'll miss it when it's gone. It's okay to miss high school. There are many students and teachers here tonight that I will never see again, and I will miss them greatly. However, don't get caught trying to relive high school. It's over. This is a bittersweet moment for us all. Our lives will be full of bittersweet moments such as this. These moments represent change. Change is inevitable. It will come no matter what you do. Do not be afraid of change. Your response to the changes in your life will ultimately determine your destiny. It is your decision whether things change for the better or for the worse. Always try to improve the world around you. If the world is moving in the wrong direction or isn't changing fast enough, then do something about it. As someone once said, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. As you go through life, you will make mistakes. As Teddy Roosevelt once said, the only man who never makes a mistake is the man who never does anything. Don't be that kid who lives off their parents for the rest of their life.
Go out and make something of yourself. As the saying goes, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, at least you'll land along the stars, even though it's not technically true because the nearest star is 4,000 light years away. But hey, here's the thought that counts. As you live your life, don't ever forget that there are people who love and care about you. People are more important than things. It's better to have loving friends and family than to have all the money in the world. I will be forever grateful for my loving parents who have raised me to be who I am today. I'm grateful for my siblings whom I love. If it weren't for them, I would be an incredibly socially awkward kid. I might still be a little awkward, but hey. I'm grateful for my awesome friends who have made high school enjoyable. I'm grateful to the many teachers who have helped me learn and grow. I'm grateful to the bus drivers who have driven me for hours nearly every day. I would also like to say special thanks to the custodians who cleaned up after all our messes, and there were many. That is one job that I certainly do not envy. I know I've used a plethora of cliches, and Mr. Ware is probably cringing in his seat right now. But I would like to close with an incredibly cheesy poem I wrote a few days ago about high school. High school is a strange place. Most of us had zits on our face. It's a place where we learned for the diploma we just earned. It is a place where we grew, even though it seemed like a zoo. It's a place where we horsed around, and most of us preferred not to touch the ground. It's a place with a few beards and students that are weird. It's a place we made friends, and now it comes to an end. Memories have been made and games have been played. Homework has been completed after our procrastination has been treated. Now we are done, so let's have lots of fun. Congratulations, class of 2014, on a job well done. And God bless the USA.
I would now like to welcome Corey's parents forward. Thank you, Corey Smithson. We will now hear from RIM High School Concert Choir.
Oh,
like to welcome David Erlanger to the podium to accept the class of 2014. As principal of Rim of the World High School, I declare that these students have fulfilled all requirements for graduation.
I want to face all of you. Having completed all the necessary requirements for graduation as specified by the state of California, on behalf of the Board of Trustees for Rim of the World Unified School District, it gives me great pleasure to accept these students as graduates, and I present to you the class of 2014.
We now have Rim High School playing the Rim Band, playing Alma Mater.
Lauren Ann Davis. Caitlin Haberlin. Reed Allen South. Amy Ayotte. Felix Frank Esparza. Queston David Juarez. Zachary Paul Mashburn. John Bitzer. Alexandria Jean Clark. Randy Joy Soderholm. Haley Elise Flowen. Hannah Marie Simmons. Elisa Marie Needham. Sonia Christina Solano. Chelsea Lauren Smith. Alyssa Noel Rhodes. Carolina Isabel Meza. Catherine Suzanne Ashdown. Savannah Ray Hayward. Ariana Berkmeyer. Anna Marie Bunkers. Shannon Christine Gray. Alexa Jordan Olson. Michaela Nicole Anderson. Nicholas John Paganini. Shelby Lynn Black. Dalma Vicky Fellini. Kaylin Lee Daniels. Rika Noreen Fellini. Elizabeth Faye Jackson. Tyler Lee Tavalia. Celine Evangeline Wall. Corey the Wizard Smithson. Mason Margaret Kopecki. Caleb Meyer Perkins. Emily Kathleen Kirk. Brandon Lee McDade. Ariana Gabrielle Thomas. Abigail Ruth Beechler. Kristen Taylor Ware. Jason Michael Freitas. Nicholas Michael Orlando. Justin Conrad Harden. Nicole Louise Jewell. Dalton Casey Arevalo III. Megan Kylan Bradley. Rudy Gabriel Morello. Scott Allen Turnbull. Connor Andrew Evans. Frank Carl Duvall. Adam Gray Price. Mason Brian Duncan. Derek Quinn McGrew. Kalijah Wayne Townley. Travis Joseph Zach. Joseph Christian Vellante. Gabrielle Angelina Olgan Jagera. Chase Indiana Aguilera. Shaney Marie Trimmer. Carlene Ashlyn Paro. Cynthia Allison Lane. Tara Elaine Rothwell. Tina Nicole Rodriguez. Gavin Scott Dollar. Ashlyn Brooke Rizansoff. Jeffrey Allen Gumperts. Mackenzie Lynn Smith. Kelly Danielle Gates. Ruth Ann Julian. Mia Renee Lopez. Colina Janine Seeger. Nina Therese Ga. Claire Marie Castillo. Kayla Aguilera. Courtney Marie Wisniewski. Garrett John Kelly. Alexandra Paige Aragon. Caitlin Elizabeth Bowling. Yoon Sung Lee. Adam Scott Rousseau. Lisette Ortega. Ruby Desmond Roop. Madeline Sue Swim. Katrina Marie Williams. Daniela Norlander. Alyssa K. Allen. Jesse Dane Williams. Thomas Stephen Hurd. Megan Nicole Lerman. Caitlin Marie Harriet. Madison Elizabeth Knight. I know. Graf Reiner Dearleys. Margaret Aislinn Englert. Corinne Grace Gavigan. Heather Shay Cummins. Mary Kaylee Wisner. Lauren Danielle Smith. Aaron Robert Willis. Michaela Ann Kennedy. Kyle Robert Shaw. Melissa Lynn Branda. Ryan Benjamin Wolverton. Sierra Nicole Rennick. Jeffrey Taylor Sirwall. Brianna Nicole Almost. Cole Joseph Gounod. Kendall Lee Faley. Charlie Marie Hathaway. Karina Bautista Moreno. Cannon Gregory Davis. Caitlin Ashley Weaver. Jessica Claire Best. Callie Mary Terry. Wyatt Stockton McMullen. Shoshana Rand. Junior Antonio Fortunato. Taylor Marie Wilson. Jacob Renee Hurst. Savannah Renee Wagner. Canyon Connor Balders. Tristan Robert Anthony. Kelly Eileen Hawksley. Brianna Nicole Beer. Nina Alessandra Fresco. Jacob William Elledge. Samantha Elizabeth Scher. Jacob Floyd Patton. Orson Miles Ellsworth. Sierra Linda Maria Lieberman. Kelly Marie Conless. Cecilia Arona. Samantha Renee Dillon. Diana Chavez Andrade. Brianna Hunter Salisbury. Diana Fernanda Chavez Vega. Nicholas Dean Prentice Brizuela. Rocio Mercedes Veloz Resendiz. Jordan Amber Klein. Martin Martinez Michelle. Megan Arizona Sendejas. Esmeralda Lisette Burciaga. Tori Ann Ford. Shannon Lynn Paulson. Abigail May Beatty. Kimber Sue Francis Christie. Jacob Glenn Dark. Cameron James. Mariah Ann Hornell. Anthony Gabriel Conjardo. Abigail Carissa Conrad. Michael Bryce Lojudas. Shannon Delaney Fortner. Juan Jose Perez. Elijah River Tellis. Cody Aaron Newton. Emily Madison Burnman. Christian Brandon Lair. Madeline Stewart Brown. Bryce Gilbert Martin. Cassidy Darlene Walker. Jennifer Grace Hartley. Connor Jason Massett. Breland Marie Hull. Jared Reese Fisher. Cheyenne Lee Lair. Austin Lee Bender. Deanna Carol McKnight. Samuel Paul Niebles. Andrew Lee Grant. Danya Mariela Salas. Clayton Burt Malcolm. Melanie Lisette Perez. Jake Bradley Biancher. Elizabeth Bautista. Richard Grady Rice. Samuel Andrade. Sabrina Marie Marcus. Kirsten Lionel Cabezas. Brenna Marie Castro. Sandra Esparza. Amanda Jean Barker. Stephanie Rodriguez. Devin Bo Kiana Nattenberg. Clark Manning Arthur Grissom. Graciela Gonzalez. Eduardo Lopez. Kinley Ann Cook Carpenter. Diana Lopez. Shelby Lynn Snyder. Ana E. Lopez. Kayla Raffelli. Pedro Sariano. Evan Quinn Harford. Cassandra Brooke Gameroy. Connor Clay Hurst Elmore. Cynthia Alanis Becerra. Frank Nicholas Parolo. Alexander Day. Summer Renee Perez. Colin Navarre Peterson. Mariah Isabel Robinson. Christian Michael Smith. Jorge Luis Salas. Jorge Luis Martinez. Shelby Diane Gear. Zachary Travis Montgomery. Amber Lee Zamora. Chase Austin Boder. Jasmine Alyssa Marie Robinson. Blake the Kingman Decker. Michaela Jasmine Disney. Cuauhtemoc Barrios. Thalia Michelle Frisbee. Nathan Richard Pescara. Ashley Marie Yazabal. Nicholas John Godlewski. Luis Antonio Garcia. Brett Gregory Castle. Brandon Lee Hall. David Charles Meek. Tyler John Martinez. Christopher David Lanham. Cindy Symphony Davis. Chase James Davis. Victor Daniel German Dominguez. David William Viero. Matthew Thomas Kearney. Elazar Flores Barrios. Giovanni Chavez. Jonathan Michael Limpus. Justin Jeffrey Frank. Noel Angelita Vasquez. Matthew James DeLine. Madison Lee McLaren. Mary Ellen Olivia West. Shannon Mercedes Magdaleno. Zachary Dylan Avil Parks. Kagan Linville. Andrew John McCreary. Kyle August James. Stephen Richard Paul Lewis. Austin Scott Reeder. James Morgan Corbett. Chase Raymond Nagel. John Benjamin Fritz. Brett Andrew Duran. Gabriel Nicholas Eric Ulioste. Grace Colleen McCall. Atticus Frederick Freitag. Alex Ruiz. Nicholas Light Grigsby. Ruby Rose Toth. Stephen Bryce Rhodes. Brianna Baltex Admony. Zachary Paul Fisher. Sean Jerome McPartland. Austin Spencer Schwingle. Chloe Marie Vasquez. Hayden Sears. Andrea Marie Patton. Danielle Lee Morris. Jose Angel Araz. Haley Nicole Weldon. Bradley Ryan Watson.
Welcome the senior class the senior class officers.
Hi, I'm Anna and I'm the senior class president.
I'm Caitlin Haviland and I'm senior class vice president. Hi, I'm Brenda Castro, and I'm the senior class treasurer.
And I'm Kayla Aguilar, and I'm senior class secretary. Seniors, please stand. The class of 2014, please join us in turning your tassel.
We now have the Rim High Band with the recessional. Thank you.